Greetings, everyone. My name is Trina, and this is the Anointed to Dance Inc. TikTok page. And the purpose of this page is to assist all liturgical dancers and praise dancers across the globe in bringing their dance ministry to another level in God and for God. I hope you had a wonderful Juneteenth, 1865. That's all I gotta say. I had a wonderful one. I spent the week actually dog sitting. So that was an adventure for me. First time dog sitting, my sister's dog, and house sitting as well. And it was adventurous and but it was great. It was a great time, a great getaway for me. Um, if I can help somebody as I travel along, then my living shall not be in vain. As my shirt says, I'm a woman of purpose, a woman of purpose. I know it's probably backwards on your end, but that's what this says, woman of purpose. When I first saw this shirt at the Full Gospel Conference Fellowship, a vendor was selling shirts. And this really caught my eye because this really ministered to my spirit, woman of purpose. And I hope that, and I believe that you are too. Everybody has a purpose in life. And again, my purpose, I know and I feel and I believe is to assist all liturgical and praise dancers in bringing their dance ministry to another level in God and for God if they're open to it and willing and able to. Now, today is going to be the last day. As of now, just going to put it on pause. I will come back to doing dance video reviews, but I'm just going to do, this is going to be the last day for now. This is the fifth dance video review that I'm going to be doing on today. On next week and the upcoming weeks, I'm not sure how many, I will be talking about my book, Anointed to Dance. Here it is, Anointed to Dance. I'll be talking about my book. Kind of in detail, a little more detail. I've done a video as relates to the process of a Christian author, and I discussed my book and how it all came about and how I was ministered to and all the things that it entailed to get this book together, the processing, the copyright protection, the printing, everything, photography, everything. So I'll be talking about this certain chapters in the book. I'm not gonna go too much into detail whereby nobody don't need to buy it. No, I encourage you to support me, plant a seed into me and my ministry, as relates to the ministry of dance, and also just as it relates to ministering to you as individuals, and as a group, the group of you who are out there ministering to you. If I was able to bless some of you individually and collectively, spiritually, as well as dance physically, and with the dance ministry, just plant a seed into my ministry. It will be wonderful for you to do that, and it will be a blessing to me as I continue to go forward in ministry for the Lord. And I'll show you how to do that. You could go to Etsy.com, or you can go, you could plant a seed into my ministry. For a Cash App, it's Trina Lee, $ TRINIALEE. $TRINIALEE is my hashtag name, my handle for Cash App. Okay. All right. Bless you. And I will say this, reminding you about this again at the close of this review. So today I'm going to do three. I've been doing three on the past few weeks, past 4 weeks past. If you missed them and you want to catch up, go to my YouTube channel at Anointed to Dance Ministries 407, or you can just go to the page, this TikTok page, and you can see the previous reviews that I've done thus far. And in addition to that, you can see other topics that were discussed as far as pageantry, studying your craft, learning basic ballet, garments, and anything that you think that you need assistance in. Just check out my page. I've talk about so many different discussions and topics with guests that I've had so far. Jada Owens, Barbara Ashford, Nakisha Banks, Twyla Mormon. You just never know who else is going to come and be a guest and bless you as well as myself, because I'm always blessed to hear words of wisdom and encouragement and tips and recommendations from others. And also I had Butterfly Wolf, who's a producer, writer, and in a talent, a great talent, a musician. I call him the minister of music. I had him on as well, talking about the process, the creative process of a musician. So check out my page as well as my YouTube channel for more information. And I guarantee you, you will be blessed. All right, so today, the first video I'm going to review is I've located on TikTok, is from the page of Pastor Liza Maine. The first name is Liza. It may be pronounced Lisa, but it's Liza Marie. I apologize. Pastor Lisa Marie. Well, let's see. And it's a group. I'm doing groups today. Groups of 3 different groups of more than one, more than 2. So that's what I'm looking at. I want to see how and focus on a group of more than 2 individuals to see how they use their spacing and see the timing and whatever else I like to see and provide my feedback. All right, so let's see what Pastor Liza Marie has for us for this particular dance ministry. I will see, I think, I'm not sure what the name of the ministry is at this time, but let's go and check them out and see what they do.
Answers.
Let's go.
Lord, we bow down and worship you, not for what you've done, because of who you are. Lord, fill this place. Show your mercy. Please change our lives. I bow down and worship you. I bow down to worship you. And this is what I told him. With all that I have and all that I will use it to bless your name. I honor, adore you, I lift you up. You are worthy of all of my praise. All I have, all I Lord, we honor your word. You're so worthy. bless you, Lord. Hey, bless. I live to bless the Lord. Hey, bless. I will bless the Lord. Oh, bless you, Lord. You deserve all the glory. Bless you. All the honor belongs to you. Bless you. Get the glory out of my life. Bless you. Creator of heaven and earth, we will bless you, Lord. What an honor it is just to bless you, just to bless the Lord. I live to bless you, Lord. Take my life to bless you, Lord. Will anybody bless you? Only true and living God, we will bless you. We will bless you. Oh, my soul.
Hallelujah.
Bless you, Lord. It sounded like Marette Brown Clark is singing that particular song. I love the song. It's a beautiful song, beautiful worship song. And that was the ministry of, I guess, Pastor Lisa Marie. I'm not quite sure what the name of the ministry is at this point, but it's from Pastor Liza, Liza Marie's TikTok page. Now, there were a lot of dancers on there. I counted 13. I think there were 13. If I missed somebody, then it was 14, but I counted 13 dancers. Now, in the beginning, when they started, 3 at the top and the rest of them all spread throughout the church, the congregation. I always did like that view, because sometimes when you do have a lot, you want to utilize your space even in the aisles, in front, in the pulpit, on the floor in front of the pulpit, and even throughout the aisles. And that's what they did. That's great use of space with the number of dancers that they do have. Now, when ministering those in the aisles, my suggestion is for them not to face the pulpit. They should be facing the congregation. They should be facing the congregants. So everybody should be facing the congregants, even in the pulpit, on the floor, and those in the aisles. That way, because who are they ministering to? The ones in the aisles that are facing the pulpit, you're ministering to the dancers up there. Okay, when you should be ministering to the congregants. So they should have turned around. That's my observation as relates to that. And that's one of the suggestions that I have for that particular one, with them being in the aisles. Now, as far as the hair goes, from trying to go from head to toe, the hair, there are no distractions with the hair. The only thing is everybody's not uniformed when it comes to the accessories. Some people have the white bandana. Somebody has like a little headband with little jewels in it. It looks like a little jewels in it. So everybody should be, my suggestion is everybody should be uniform. If few people have the white bandana, everybody should have the white bandana or white fabric around their head, or everybody does without it. I think everybody should be uniform as it relates to that part, because it does stand out. Of course, white stands out. And when white stands out in somebody's head, and with the number of dancers there are, you see white here and there. I think there was somebody in the aisle with a white bandana as well, white fabric around the hair. It stands out. It's obvious that, hey, everybody's not uniform up here. So everybody should be uniform from head to toe. I didn't see any earrings or jewelry distractions. The attire, of course, the attire is very appropriate. It's beautifully white on white, flowy fabric, beautiful fabric. When they did their turns, it was beautiful. And the flow, it's angelic, made it angelic. As it relates to them coming out of the aisles, the feet. Now, I did notice someone wearing like white jazz shoes or white belly slippers. I couldn't quite make it out. Looked like white jazz shoes. And everybody else is bare feet. What's the reason for that? I don't know. They should be uniform with that as well. If one person wearing white ballet slippers or jazz shoes or two people, everybody should be. Otherwise, everybody should be bare feet. You should be uniform with the head, again, from head to toe. With the hair, what's going on in your hair, you should be uniform with what's on your feet, whether you have shoes on or not, ballet slippers or jazz shoes or bare feet. Now, as relates to the formation, after the aisle, when they're going up, everybody in the pulpit, thank God that they have, spacing, because not all churches have that much space, pulpit space for dance ministry that large, a number of 13 to be able to go forward and minister. And that's great. They were able to fit everybody up there because again, dance ministry is in a visual art. Everybody should be able to see it. And I understand the leader, I'm assuming the leader wanted everybody up there as opposed to, for the majority of the piece, as opposed to some up and some in the front on the floor, because on the floor, everybody really can't see, depending on how the setting is in the church. If the the seatings are sloped or is it just flat? And, do they have a balcony? I wasn't able to quite tell for people who can see those who are on the floor, for the majority of the dance piece. But, if the dance leader or director was thinking along the lines of making sure everybody is seen because it is a visual art, then that was a great, and then you have the space to do it. That was great. That was great. And they were well spaced out. Some people did lose their little spot. They were outside of the window. Somebody was in front of the other. So some people, some of the dancers, and that's for anybody, always be mindful of your spacing and be mindful of your spot and making sure you're in the window. If you're in the back, make sure you're inside the window. If somebody happens to dance in front of you, they're out of space. Preferably they get back into space, into their spacing, but if not, just make sure you kind of shift over a little bit. Just use the turn to shift. If you're doing a slide, use a slide to shift a little bit so that you can be seen. Your ministry can be seen and not you understood, because we're not to be seen. We don't do this to be seen, but that our ministry of God can be seen through us. So and some of the movements, they were beautiful, they were very simple. I would love to have seen more technical dance movements. I see a lot of arm movements and turns, arm movements and turns, and probably shift here, sway there. I would love to have seen a few more dance movements with the leg, lunges, slides, like I mentioned earlier, pirouette, PK, just a little bit more fan kicks, layouts. I would love to have seen a little bit more dancing from the waist down, along with the arms, because they're using their arms a lot, which are beautiful and very simple. Again, it's a simple piece. I don't know how long, how many days they had to rehearse, but they did pretty good if they were limited with the number of days. Some people's timing were a little bit off. They need to be conscious of that, especially when you have a large group of people. Where you have two or more, everybody's timing needs to be on point. Everybody's time, because it's obvious when one person is off. And at one point, when someone was getting ready to do her duet, it was like two, everybody was doing one little thing. One thing, let me rewind a little bit before I go into that. I liked how they did like solo choir type thing. We do that too. I'm used to doing that. The solo choir. Somebody's doing a solo along with the solo artist, psalmist, and while the choir is singing, backing up the solo psalmist. So same thing with the dance. As a solo dancer, and the rest of the dancers are doing a little choir or choral part. And I love how they utilize the fabric, and it's a beautiful fabric to make it simple, and everybody is on one accord to back up the solo dancer. And then one of the dancers, she did, she was the one who was wearing the white belly slippers, looked like belly slippers or jazz shoes. Looked like she was wearing white jazz shoes. When she did a couple of her kicks, she did 2 kicks. The second kick, I couldn't see the foot on the first kick on one side to the right side of the screen, but when she did it to the left side of the screen, she didn't point. If she pointed, she didn't point hard enough. Okay, so she, again, when we pick our feet up off the floor, especially when we're dancing, we should always be mindful of pointing. Okay, and so with the duet, the young lady who was coming in to do a duet with the other person who was doing a solo initially, and another young lady came in, the way she came in, she should have danced her way in or done a turn. She just kind of, and when you run in, you should run in like a dancer. And she needs to work on that, because the way she ran in, it could have been a little more dancery, if that's a word. It's a word for me right now. It's a word for us. It could have been a little more dancery as she went in to dance with the person who was doing a solo, and they did the duet. And that was nice, but they should have continued, once they did their duet, they should have continued to do something together, unified. Because some of the movements that they did, they were not together. They went together, they did a stretching, a hand touching, and they did something individually, separately, and it should have been uniform. Choreographed piece for them to do together. So it's all about unity in everything, from head to toe, and even with your dance movements and doing duets. So that is my observation for Pastor Lisa Marie's dance ministry. Think that's what the name of this ministry is. I'm not 100% sure, but again, I located this on TikTok, Pastor Lisa Marie. And again, we're focusing on groups and how they utilize their space and how they do. So that was video number 1. Now on to video number 2. Legacy of Lord PD from TikTok. Legacy of Lord PD, I'm sure it stands for Praise Dancers, from TikTok. That was that group going forth in the burgundy and white. The song was called Lord or Lords by Miranda Curtis. I've had the privilege and the honor, and it was a blessing to be the minister of dance and dance director at that time. It was Greater Travelers Rest in Decatur, Georgia, which is now called House of Hope. House of Hope. I was thinking Household of Faith here in New Orleans, but House of Hope Atlanta by Pastor E. Dewey Smith. And at this particular time, I was the dance director there. She ended up coming on as the praise and worship leader there. And we had to communicate, as in one of my previous videos with Jada Owens, talking about praise and worship, the importance of communication between the dance director as well as with the praise and worship leader. The communication is very important, and how to go forth, and it helps with going forth in an excellent way for praise and worship. As long as you're on one accord and you communicate, that's the only way to be on one accord. The communication with what songs are going to be sung. And so I had the honor and the privilege to work with Miranda Curtis in that area for, I think, about a year, if I'm not mistaken, almost a year. but at least about a year, we worked together in that area. Hi, Miranda. I'm sure she remembers me. I'm sure she does. I think she has a great memory, and she was a blessing to minister with. So that was that song, and they ministered to that song by her, Miranda Curtis. Now, from head to toe, I see with this group, the hair, everybody's hair is up in a bun except for one young lady. Why is that? I believe that if everybody's hair is up in a bun, that one young lady's hair should have been up in the bun. She probably just got her hair done, but she should have. It's still, hey, it still could be pretty. Once you finish ministering and dance, put that hair up. Once you're done, take it down and let it flow like you want it to flow. So that should be corrected again. Uniform. Be uniform here from head to toe. I don't see any accessories, no earrings, so that's great, no distractions in that area. The ephod or the overlay, some dance stores call it ephod, some dance stores call it overlay. That's the burgundy part, of burgundy with the strips of gold. I love that. It is pretty, pretty, pretty over the white. So those two colors is really nice, and it's covering, and again, that's preventing distractions. Any distractions, even with if they weren't wearing, let's say, the proper undergarments, you really can't see it, especially with the burgundy covering everything, and then they coming up, it's extended all the way long to the floor, close to the floor, so it's covering up the, less parts, right? So that's a great thing, as it relates to their attire. Now, I wear a long sleeve leotard or unitard, whichever one they just. Some people, you just never know. Some people wear a unitard, and that's an all-in-one, and some people wear a leotard with tights. As long as it's white, nobody can see under there and they won't be able to tell the difference because they can't see the hip area to see the difference right there. So beautiful garment. No distractions as far as jewelry goes. And again, the hair should be uniform because only one person does not have their hair up. That's to me, that's saying that the hair attire uniform the hair requirement should have been up. And this young lady chose not to have it up, but she was allowed to go forth anyway. I don't know. This is just me. I don't know. And that may not be the case. Let's see their feet. It looks as if they're all bare feet, which is great. Their movements, their spacing, let's just say that before I go into the movement, their spacing is pretty good because of what they're working with. Because I see it's communion service, and a lot of times we have to work around certain things. We have to minister around certain obstacles. And this is what their ministry was, their challenge was. So it doesn't look like it's an actual church, but if it is, it's in a certain setting whereby they can only use a certain amount of space, and they're having their communion service. And this dance ministry was asked to go forth at this particular time. And they did well. We're working around that because again, I've experienced having to work around the communion table and any other obstacles as well. Now the movements, the timing is not all together. The young lady in the back to the left, her timing was like too fast, and even a young lady who ended up coming on with a kind of like a layout movement, she moved too fast because that was too fast compared to what everybody else was doing. So timing, they need to work on their timing is a suggestion of mine. And the younger girl, she looks like she was 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 years old who came on. The way she entered and the way she exited was kind of blah. She needs to work on her entrance presence, her presence as relates to entering. And that's for everybody. When you enter, as soon as you leave from behind a curtain, as soon as you enter a stage or the pulpit, if you standing on the side, you're on. The cameras are on. As soon as you come from the back, from changing into your dance attire, the camera's on. It's on time. Lights, camera, action, just like an actor. Lights, camera, let's go. Okay, so same thing with us. We need to always be prepared. And when we're standing on the side, stand in the dancing posture. When we're entering from the side onto the dancing space with everyone else, enter in like a dance. Don't just enter in like, oh, my turn, let me get to my spot, or oh, I'm done, let me move, let me get off. No, so that young lady, that younger girl who came in and exited, she needs to work on her uh, entrances and her exits. And again, it's the timing for everybody. It's not right. And then so one arm movement, everybody I think was using the left arm, and the young lady, the younger one, she was using her right arm. So it's the matter of making sure everybody's doing the arm movements correctly, and if it should be right, unless that was intentional. But if it was intentional for her to be a little different, since she was in the front, in the middle, I would have suggested both arms. While some people going this way, that way, but that's just me. Seems like everybody was one arm and he was one arm, and she was the opposite. Couldn't see the other person because she's off the screen. But that's just my suggestion. She could have easily used, either done it right, which is use the same arm as everybody else, or use both arms. That's my suggestion. To be different. And the turn, in the beginning, they were doing turns. The young lady to the back, to the right, her arms were close to her, and everybody else's arms were further out. So that needed to be cleared with everybody. Will have the arm placement should be extended more. Her arms need to be extended more to be a more uniform with everyone else. And of course, the spacing is different. Some people in their mind, it's like, maybe for her, she was thinking, oh, all this stuff around me, I can't extend my arm. In her mind, she probably didn't have enough space, but she actually did. She just needs to know how to adjust mentally and just extend it anyway. And if you happen to touch something, then you bring it in. Okay, so you need to have to still go out regardless of your spacing and do your, if the ministry did not have time to practice before it was time for them to actually go forth in ministry. If they did not have time to practice, go out there. They should have gone out there and do their movements, still full out until they actually, like with the arms, because she could have extended it until if she happened to touch something, it's like, oh, that was extended too far. Other than that, she was not uniform with everyone else. Okay, and it's important. That's why it's important to practice before going forth in ministry in a certain setting, especially with obstacles in the way, as such as them with the communion table. And I think that is it. But overall, they did a wonderful job. Just again, they need to work on their time and be more uniform when it comes to the hair time. But yeah, that was Legacy of Glory PD, or Legacy of Glory Praise Dancers, located on TikTok. On to video number 3.
Deberé llegar en una nube, hey, rodeada de gloria y majestad. Me uniré con los ancianos a adorar. Vestido en gloria, santo, la creación te canta, santo Dios, te esperaré sin manchas, con vestiduras blancas, santo, vestido en gloria.
Danza Cristiano. Danza Cristiano, I think that's Spanish for dance, Christian dance. That was Ana Michelle Tapia's TikTok page with this dance ministry of 7. See little mommy in the back, y'all see little mommy in the back? She is such a doll. I love that, like a little mascot. And she was on point. She had a little extra in there, you know, a little move. She got it going on. I see why she's with the big girls. You see why she's with the big girls. I see why she's with the big girls. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, that was Anna Michelle Tapia or Tapia's uh TikTok page with the dance ministry going for Cristiano Hispanic ministry. I'm not sure where they're located, but I see the venue is a smaller setting than expected, but it was good enough for them and the movements that they had. Starting from the hair, I see all of them had it pulled back with a beautiful big white bow in the back, uniformed. Just one girl on the far right, apparently her hair is a little too short, her bang was coming loose. I don't know if you caught that, but she was pushing it out of her face in the beginning of the piece. No distractions as relates to hair accessories, or jewelry, earrings, etc., necklaces. Their attire is pretty, the silver and the white. Silver, and they have silver slippers. They look like they silver ballet slippers. I love it. I love it. I love it. The flowing of the dress, they wear palazzo pants underneath to prevent distraction as well as to beautify the garments as well as the movement. Their spacing is pretty good. 3, 3, and 1. That's really, really good. So you got center stage, downstage right, downstage left. It's like she got left stage right, stage left, upstage right, upstage left. She got all those spaces. She utilized all those spaces. How about that? That is lovely. I love it. I love it. I love it. So great spacing, and they pretty much stayed in their space. Pretty much stayed in their space. At one point, the girl in the front to the left, she kind of, when she backed up and did a little move, she kind of hid little mama in the back, but that's okay. When she got back into the front, we were able to see little mama again. And again, their space was pretty good. They were inside their windows and they're standing inside their windows. And the videographer, person who videotaped this, did a great job being in the middle. Did a great job of seeing everybody in their spacing. The movements were very beautifully graceful. I love it with the arms. Their arms are like rounded. Whatever movements that they're doing is rounded. The arms around the elbows are bending how they should be. Only thing in the beginning when they did something move this way, here, everybody, some people were looking forward, some people looking to the side. So they need to work on head placement. Which way are you looking? If everybody should be looking to the left when the arms go here and lean into the lunge into the left, everybody should be looking to the left. Don't look to the front, don't look up, don't look down, don't look to the right. Okay, everybody should be looking, the eyes should be in the same direction. If this arm is up, left arm up, look to the left. Look at your fingers. That's all I used to tell them. Look at those fingers that's on their hand that's up. That way you know you're looking in the right direction. And don't be looking at me because you should know by now. And it looks like they have had quite a few number of rehearsals, which is good because they're so uniformed with the movement and timing. It's a little off a little bit, but not that major. Their timing was really, really good compared to the other, the previous dance video number 2 with the burgundy, gold, and white. Their timing was off. But their timing was pretty good. So it looks like they had a lot of rehearsal. And looks like they rehearse in this setting because they look like they're really comfortable with the spacing. It's like they're used to the spacing. Beautiful movements, very graceful. The attire is wonderful. The singing looks like the one in the middle at a certain point she started singing. So it looks like the one on the left in the front part of the screen. Looks like she was singing a little bit. It was kind of hard to tell. But the one in the middle looked like she was kind of singing a little bit. Did y'all catch that? Oh, my eyes, it's a Steve and me. But it looked like she was singing. And the good thing about it, she didn't sing the whole song. If she was singing, it looked like her mouth was moving a little bit. And the thing about it, it was moving a little bit. It was kind of discreet, but I noticed it. So please don't sing it because it's a distraction because I'm trying to see if you know the words. Okay. And if you're saying it right. And the transition, it's from front row to back, it's a switch up. I like that. As far as formation goes, that's always a good thing to do when you just switch up. Because a lot of people so used to being on the front row and it's like that's where I live, that's where I'm always be, and never to the back. That's for the lower level dancers. No, sometimes we dance directors need to put those who are like in the elite or the group that we would put them in is group A, advanced. Those who used to be in the advanced group used to be in on the front all the time. Sometimes they need to be put on the back, on the second row, because people get comfortable. And in the back of their mind, it's like, hey, I got it going on. I'm never gonna be on the back, or I'm never gonna be on the second row. I'm never gonna be on the floor. I'm gonna always be in the pulpit. Some people get a little arrogant. So we want to keep everybody needs to stay humble. And the thing about it is, whatever spot you're placed in, still do it with excellency because everybody's seeing you. You still can be seen because the curtains are open, as I mentioned earlier. You still can be seen, and most importantly, God can still see you. So you need to do everything wherever you are. Every movement should be done in an excellent way. Just like little mama, she in the back, but baby, she doing those movements, honey. The arms are right, just stretching out, and she doing this. Oh, I love this. She's in the back, but she caught my attention, not because she's little, but she's doing those movements, and she's doing it in an excellent way because she knows mommy sees her and God sees her. I love it. I love it. And I think that's all I need to say about them. As far as their movements, as far as the head placement, the arms are fine. Oh, there was one other movement when they went down here, when they bowed down the second time. When they bowed down the second time, they stayed there. I would suggest that they do a little movement. They just go, so up, down, down to go with the psalmist voice, the movement. Well, voice, what's she doing? Her singing, the notes that she's hitting. That's what I want to say. So, that would have brought a little extra flavor to that little movement as opposed to staying still. They hear, and I don't like pauses. Just move, just keep moving. Just keep moving. You can always elongate a movement, even if they just continue to go. So, and I love the little matrix move. Okay, I'm like, all right, matrix, all right, I like that. I've done it many times before, so yeah, I love matrix move, and they were pretty together on that because some people don't do it right, and the timing is off. So that again, this shows me that they rehearse pretty often. They had a lot of rehearsals for them to come out and present in a beautiful way unto the Lord, ministering to the people and unto God. Again, that was from the TikTok page of Anna Michelle Tapia or Tapia, Tapia. I'm not sure how they pronounce it in their language, so I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. So these are my 3 last video reviews for now. Again, I'm pausing to talk about my book here, Anointed to Dance, starting next week and for the weeks to come. I'll be talking about different chapters in my book and what was I thinking, why did I come up with these chapters, and the content in these chapters, and anything else that may come up that I think that may benefit you, as well as your ministry or someone who is in the dance ministry. It may not be you, but someone will be blessed by it. And you can, I'll tell you, give you more information, how you can purchase it, Etsy.com, Anointed to Dance. And you can, if you want to bless my ministry, I have earrings too. They're round, they're round and with my book cover on it. And these are $15 and my earrings are 10. My earrings are $10. So if you want to bless me, bless my ministry, if I've been a blessing to you, you can cash at me at $ Trina Lee, and it's spelled TRINIALLEE. TRINIALLE with the $ in front. And I really, really pray that God gives you favor upon your life that you can never, ever imagine for planting a seed, because it is a blessing to be a blessing. I'm a woman of purpose. You're a woman and a man of purpose. Amen. If I can help somebody as I travel along, then my living shall not be in vain. Until next week, you have a blessed one.